Hello Dragon Ballers, it's Dokkan, and today we are going to discuss all the upcoming banners on the global version of Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. So, all of this stuff that I'm going to give you is based off of JP and everything that was on JP. Everything here is subject to change. Banner orders, units that are on said banners. Just banners may not show up at all, who knows? So, I'm going to try to give you my best estimate as to what we can expect. So the first banner I want to talk about is, let's talk about Dokkan Fest, just all the Dokkan Fest, and then we'll talk about some other banners that will be kind of mashed in between them as things progress. The Super Saiyan 3 Broly banner, it's actually overdue. We should have gotten it before any other categories, but a lot of people are speculating that since Super Saiyan 3 Broly is a Dragon Ball Heroes character, and we don't get Dragon Ball Heroes banners, that we're not going to get this banner. Well, the reason I think that's a little bit faulty is because we have Masked Saiyan, who originated on Dragon Ball Heroes. I don't think it's Dragon Ball Heroes characters that we're not getting. I think it's Dragon Ball Heroes banners, because they are cross-promoting Dragon Ball Heroes. So I'm thinking that since there's no market for Dragon Ball Heroes outside of Japan, they're not going to release those banners outside of Japan. Maybe hoping for a Dragon Ball Heroes release in, you know, the rest of the world at some point to do those. We don't really know what's up with that. All we know is that Dragon Ball Heroes specific banners are probably not going to be coming to global. It doesn't mean Dragon Ball Heroes characters can't show up in banners. So, Super Saiyan 3 Broly, should you pull on it? Nah. I do expect them to buff it quite a bit. They might actually be working on, the reason that we haven't seen Broly yet is they might be working on improving his defensive lowering passive and making him a little bit better of a unit, because that really does hurt him and his entire team. So that could be a reason why we're not seeing him. Also, they could buff this banner like they did with the Kid Buu banner. They threw Rage Trunks on there to make it a little more enticing. And it's not a very impressive banner just in general. None of these units really scream, oh, I gotta have it, besides the Super Saiyan 3 Broly maybe. So this is a very easy skip for me. By the way, most of my advice is going to be aimed at free-to-play players. Obviously, if you spend money on this game, it's just about what you're willing to spend on. You have to make that decision for yourself based on what you have. My best recommendation for that is save for the banners that you want to build teams for, and only choose a couple of teams depending on how much money you put into this game, because it can get very expensive to try to hunt for everything very quickly. The next banner, we might get this banner next. This might be the next banner, is the Angel Golden Frieza banner. The Resurrected Warriors category has been translated and is in the database. You can't see it yet when you log into the game, but it is in the database. So that could be an indication that Angel Golden Frieza is next. It's not absolutely saying that Angel Golden Frieza is next though. Just wanted to put that out there. So this is a pretty solid banner. If you don't have a good Resurrected Warriors team, you can check the little card thing that's popping up right there to see my Resurrected Warriors team building guide. See if you got something good for it. If you can't build a really good team, this might be a skip. It also has Angel Goku and Kid Buu. Once again, all that subject to change though. As far as Angel Golden Frieza is concerned, I wouldn't pull for him unless you can build a good team for him. Me specifically, I have LR Broly and LR Majin Vegeta, so I can actually build a pretty good Resurrected Warriors team. So I'll probably be pulling for Frieza if I at all can. So you make that decision. But for free-to-play players, hold your stones. Hold your stones. We'll get to what you really want to pull for here in a second. The next Dokkan Fest I want to talk about is Super Vegito. This is an amazing banner, and for free-to-play players, this might be one that you want to go for, but be careful because something amazing is around the corner, and you already know what it is, but we'll talk about that. We'll get there. We'll get there. So, Super Vegito not only has the new Super Vegito, but it also had physical Gotenks and Kid Buu and the tech Gotenks. Pretty solid. Pretty solid banner overall, and the Super Vegito is an amazing unit. Great on Mono Super, great on Super Physical, great on his own team, but his own team is a little bit difficult to build, so this may be a skip, but also that Super Vegito is so good. Highly consider, really think about whether or not you want to summon on this one. This is a very good banner, especially if Global doesn't change it around too terribly much. We've also got Super Saiyan 3 Bardock. He's Another one that's suspected not to come because he's a Dragon Ball Heroes character, but once again, same logic with Broly applies, except in this case, Broly debuted on Raging Blast 2, Bardock debuted on Dragon Ball Heroes, so there's a little more argument to say that we might not get this banner. I think we will. I think that because it's not a Dragon Ball Heroes banner, we'll be getting this banner. It's just a regular Dokkan Fest banner. So this had, in addition to the Super Saiyan 3 Bardock, it had the Angel Golden Frieza, it had the Angel Goku. However, this doesn't mean don't pull on the Angel Golden Frieza banner just because these guys are going to be on this banner. Global might change that. Just be careful of that. If you want the Angel Golden Frieza and you're thinking, I'm going to wait and pull on the Bardock banner, he might get pulled. Just preparing you for that. Just be aware of that at all times. But if he is on this banner, it's a pretty solid banner, but I would say skip for most players. If you can build a really good Super Saiyan 3 category team, sure, go for it. But this is probably a skip. Maybe throw a couple of stones at it if you're a Dolphin. But the main ones that you want to look out for is the dual Dokkan Fest. Not only do you get one free multi after every 3 multis, but it's also just full of great units. So they might change this around a lot, just like they did with Gogeta and Janemba on Global. We might see totally different banners again. We'll see. Let's talk about the Vegito Blue banner first. So it had Vegito Blue, the new Rage Trunks, he's got his uses, but he's kind of just all right. Ultimate Gohan, Physical Gotenks, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Extreme Z-Awakened AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Great banner, amazing. Like almost every unit, almost every featured unit on this banner is an amazing pull. So this is definitely one to wait for. There's probably going to be discounts in the early stages, just like there usually are on these dual Dokkan Fest for Global, but that's not exactly something you can rely on, but it's probably going to happen. This is an amazing banner just for Tech Vegito Blue alone. If they change everything else, just for Tech Vegito Blue alone, you can build it. This is a very easy team to build. So for free-to-play players, a lot of times you have a hard time building specific teams. This will allow you to build just a heroes team or a villains team. Whichever one you have better units for, that's the banner I would focus on. In this case, we're talking about Tech Vegito. If you've got great heroes, definitely pull on this banner. If not, if you got more villains, if you're more of a villain kind of box, then Rosé might be your taste. Once again, same concept applies. These are going on at the same time. So you got the 3 multis and then the free one, blah, blah, blah. It's got the new Rosé. The new Int Zamos is decent. He's decent. So, but you got Omega, you got Super Saiyan 3 Broly, you got Cooler, Goku Black for some reason. He just always shows up. He loves to. And then Super 17 is back on here. Once again, Global could change all of this. This is hero and villain themed. That was what Gogeta and Janemba was on JP, and then Global changed that all up. So they could change this whole thing up. We don't really know what's in their heads, but once again, just for Strength Rosé, this banner is worth it if you have really good villain units to throw on there. The problem with both of these guys is you need one character from each type on the team for their leader skill to activate, but you can get around that pretty easily. Even if you have a weak type, the rest of your unit should be able to kind of come in and help out there. So these are easy teams to build for the most part, and for free-to-play players, it's a lot better to go for these kinds of banners just in general because you get a free multi. So definitely save your stones for this if you don't put anything into the game. If you do put a little bit of money here and there into the game, you know, those other banners we discussed, maybe a couple of them might be worth your while. Now here's something. These are kind of like mini Dokkan banners. So we had the type-specific banners. The AGL one, to me, was the most impressive. You've got 3 featured SSRs, so your chances of getting the SSR that you actually want are very high in comparison to a regular Dokkan Fest banner where there's usually 7 featured SSRs. So maybe, but probably not. This is probably a skip for most players just because, yeah, the chance of getting the exact unit that you want are high, but look at the units there. This is the most impressive banner, by the way. There's one for each type, and this, to me, seemed like the best. None of these units really scream, oh, I gotta have it in this day and age. By the time this came out, these units were starting to fall back in the meta just a little bit. We've also got the Extreme Z Awakening Dokkan Fest, Mini Dokkan Fest. Same thing, 3 featured SSRs. got a good chance of getting the one that you want. If you don't have one of these units and you want it, this is a good chance to get it, but I would say this is probably a skip, unless you really need one of these units. With the redstone, you could have gotten the Tech Cell or the AGL Goku, so right there, if this banner stays exactly as it is, it's kind of meh for me. Let's go to the complete opposite spectrum of featured SSRs and the amount of them, and talk about LR banners, like Trunks here. Look at all of these featured units. Because there's 14 featured SSRs, your chances of pulling the specific SSR that you want are 0.007% per every 5 stones that you throw at this thing. So your chances of getting LR Trunks here, this is your greatest chance of getting LR Trunks. Your greatest chance of pulling an LR is on their featured banner. There's also other LRs on the banner at much, much lower rates, but I would still call this one a skip, even for Dolphins. Your chances are so low, and look at all the crap that you could end up walking away with instead of the LR. This is a pretty easy skip for me. Same with LR Bojack. Look at all of this. You could pull the LR Bojack, you could pull another LR, but just look at all the crap you have to wade through. It costs too many stones, in my opinion, to get the unit that you want. It's not really all that worth it to go very deep into these. If you want to throw some stones at it, I can't stop you, but I'm just telling you that you get more bang for your buck from other banners than these. So let's talk about what I call filler banners. They're usually GSSR, guaranteed SSR, guaranteed featured SSR as the last card of the summon. And let's talk about the Super, not the Super 17, but Dragon Ball Super Android 17 banner first. The Android 17 is not really good enough that I would say that this really warrants throwing a lot of stones at it. If you really want the unit, sure, go for it. It doesn't really matter, but I would call this one a very easy skip. Very easy skip. We don't know when these are showing up. We usually get these a lot earlier timeline-wise than the Dokkan Fest, which seem to be about 4 or 5 months after JP gets them. We usually get these a little bit earlier. We've also got the Kefla banner. A lot of people in my comment section have been saying, I'm waiting for Kefla, I'm waiting for Kefla. 5 featured SSRs, GSSR as the last multi, or as the last card of the multi. So that your chances of getting the unit that you want are a lot higher on this one. But to me personally, the Patara category, first of all, isn't good enough to warrant pulling on this if you're at a stone shortage, so to speak. And also, Kefla's probably going to come back at some point when she gets her Dokkan Awakening. She'll probably be featured again whenever that happens. So maybe try to pull for her then, whenever that may be. That has yet to be released, yet to be announced. So if you want her that bad, I can't stop you, but I would call this one a skip. Now, this next one is a little bit interesting. This was the Christmas banner, but the Tapion banner could turn into just a regular Dokkan Fest banner on Global, which would mean they might pull some units off here to make it a classic 7 SSR, 7 featured SSR anyway, Dokkan Fest banner. If it's not a Dokkan Fest banner, then there are LRs on it. If it is, then there are not. I would say this is a skip regardless, because neither Tapion is really all that great. The AGL one doesn't fit on any teams besides his own, and his own team has lots of problems. It's just, you know, I mean, it's fun to have a lot of transforming characters. If you got all the great apes and all that kind of stuff, sure, go for it, have fun, go wild, but it definitely has its issues. And the tech one works very well with Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku, but he's not good enough that I would say throw stones at this thing. This is a very easy skip for me. And then we've also got our category specific banners. So these banners, usually the first 3 multis are discounted to 30 stones. If that's the case, if you need units for a specific category and you have the stones for it, I would say do the first 3, see what you get, probably walk away. But if you still need a specific unit, yeah, maybe go for it. It's GSSR. The last card is always going to be featured SSR, and there's a slight chance to pull an LR on these. So do those 3, walk away. That's my best advice for that. We've also got the max level banners. They used to have discounts, but not so much anymore. I think Global has stopped doing that officially. This is a good chance to get Kais. If you need Kais, you get 2 Kais for every multi. Also the support units on there. If you have a super, like for this banner specifically, if you got like a super STR or an extreme STR, the support units for these are always so good. 3 key, 40%. to attack and defense. Very solid units to throw on any team. And, well, the specific type team for them, of course. But any of these support units go on their respective 120 team. So that's really nice. And also you've got a chance for LRs. This is your greatest chance besides a featured LR banner to pull a specific LR. So for this one specifically, if you want LR Burley, this is your best chance to get him, assuming his banner never comes back, which it probably won't. So keeping that in mind, I wouldn't go too deep into these. Your chances of pulling an LR are less than on the featured SSR banner. So less than 0.007%. I don't even like 0.007%. Don't go too hard on these. Get some Kais if you need them. If you're free to play, probably just avoid them altogether. And finally, if you really want it in LR and you want your best chance of pulling one and you don't care which one it is, you got your Rising Dragon banners. They're double rates, so your chance of pulling an SSR are doubled, 20%. Chance of pulling an SSR, probably 2 SSRs per multi, sometimes more. Your chances of getting an LR off of this banner is like 1 in 1,000 stones, maybe a little bit less now, once all of the LRs are released, just due to the sheer amount of LRs in the game. So is that worth it to you? You decide. To me, it's not really worth it just because the units on here, besides the LRs, are usually not very good and very easy to pull on other banners, and you probably have tons of them. So it's very easy to put a lot of stones into this banner and walk away with nothing. But if you really want an LR and you don't care which one it is, this is the way to hunt for them. Anyway, guys, so that's going to do it for upcoming banners as far as this video. As far as the recording of this video, this is all the information that I have. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Who are you looking forward to? What banners are you looking forward to? What changes do you think Global will be making to these banners? Let me know all of that down in the comment section below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe. I always dig that stuff. You know I do. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.